Good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss a very important technology in genetics, that is DNA fingerprinting. So, what is actually DNA fingerprinting? We all know that fingerprinting means we take the print of the thumb. So, that is not fingerprinting. So, just like we are taking the print of the DNA, that is known as DNA fingerprinting. So, how the DNA fingerprinting technology is going on? Before that, I will discuss a brief background of the DNA fingerprinting. Everybody know that we received the characters or the characters present in our body is actually inherited from the parents. So parents' characters are transferred to the children. So the children is similar to the parent, but actually the children is not a child is not exactly similar, exactly replica or exactly identical to their parents. Why the child is different from their parents? The main reason is that during the sexual reproduction, the gamete formation taking place. During the gamete formation, a very important process that is known as a recombination. The genes are mixing, recombination, and during the fertilization, the two gametes are mixing with each other and forming the zygote. From the zygote, a individual is developing. So this is one of the reasons, the recombination and the mixing of the characters of the parent is one of the reasons why the child is different from their parent. Another reason is that when cell division taken place, that is during the gamete formation, cell division taken place. So during the cell division, occasionally mutation taken place. Mutation is the sudden change in the genetic constitution of an organism. So this mutation and the recombination, genetic recombination, these are the two reasons why a child is different from their parent. Okay, so let us see. Actually, the character is determined by the gene. So, what is actually the gene? Where is the gene present? We know that a gene is actually the segment of the DNA. So that means the gene is present on the DNA. DNA is present in the chromosome. Okay. So then, what is actually the DNA? DNA is a long chain, double-stranded, helically coiled, long chain of the polymers. So what is the unit of the polymer? What is the monomer? The monomer is called nucleotide. So nucleotides undergoing join with each other and forming a long chain, that is the polymerization, using the phosphodiester bond and forming the long chain. That chain is known as the actually DNA. It is a double helical chain. So that is a DNA. So the gene present on the DNA. So the sequence actually, the sequence on the DNA is formed by 4 nucleotides. So what are the 4 nucleotides? Guanine nucleotide, adenine nucleotide, thymine nucleotide, and cytidine nucleotide. These are the 4 nucleotides. These nucleotides repeated millions of the times and forming this DNA. Okay. So when we comparing the sequence, actually the DNA fingerprinting is related with this sequence. So when we compare the sequence of the two persons, whether it is a Negro and the European, or it may be an Asian, between Asian and European, or between Asian and Negro, you can see that 99.9% of the DNA sequence are identical. How much? 99.9% DNA sequence in 2 persons are identical. So I different from you, or the two individual different from each other only about 0.1%. So this 0.1% difference showing different community, different religion, different nations. So all the peoples present in the world is identical with 99.9% similarity. Only 0.1% is different. This 0.1% showing the difference between the two individuals. Then the question arising, why the or how the 0.1%, so where the 1.1% difference is there. This 0.1% difference is actually present in the DNA sequence. This 0.1% difference is near about 20 nucleotide minimum and 100 nucleotide maximum. So between 20 and 100 nucleotide sequence is different in each and every individual. these 20 to 100 nucleotide that are different from each individual is known as the VNTR. VNTR means that these 20 to 100 nucleotide repeated along the length of the DNA number of times. And this repetition is, there is no sequence, this repetition is randomly present on the length of the DNA. So this sequence is known as the variable number of the tandem repeat. VNTR, it is known as the VNTR, variable number of the tandem repeat. Suppose this is the DNA. So along the length of the DNA, this sequence, 20 to 100 nucleotide sequence, this sequence repeat randomly. At one place it is there, and sometimes you can see here, sometimes you can see here, sometimes you can see here. So it is randomly repeated. The sequence is randomly repeated. This small sequence of the 20 to 100 nucleotide is known as the VNTR. VNTR means variable number of the tandem repeat. Okay, so this is actually the unique sequence present in each and every individual. No two individual having same VNTR. So the possibility of having two individual same VNTR is 300, 1 out of the 300 million. 1 out of 300 million people say having identical VNTR. So between two individual having VNTR is very impossible. One only in the 300 million people it may be repeated. So this VNTR is actually the thing. Is actually the key point. VNTR is actually the key point for this DNA fingerprinting. We have to isolate this VNTR and compare the VNTR with the other person, so we can identify a particular person. For example, a crime is happened. In this crime, we are supposing 2 or 3 people are performed this crime. Out of these 2 or 3 people, one man may be the main culprit for this crime. We have to identify that person. For that, we collect the VNTR of these 3 persons and the person who died or killed. Comparing this VNTR, then we can identify a particular person who is done this crime. So for that purpose, we using this VNTR. So VNTR helping to identify a particular person. So in the DNA fingerprinting, the main point is the VNTR. So what is actually DNA fingerprinting? DNA fingerprinting is the mechanism or the technology of identifying a person with the help of the restriction analysis. Restriction analysis, why the word restriction analysis is used? Because restriction analysis means REN, one enzyme is the REN, restriction endonuclease. When this restriction endonuclease is adding to this DNA, the DNA will cut into small pieces. Out of the many pieces, some of the pieces are the VNTR. So by using this restriction nuclease, we cut the DNA into smaller pieces. Out of these many smaller pieces, some of the pieces are the VNTR. So this VNTR we separated and identify the particular person. So actually DNA fingerprinting is the mechanism, is the technology of identifying a person by restriction analysis. Okay. So this VNTR identified at first by 2 scientists. The name of the scientist is Wyman and White in the year 1980. So those 2 scientists first isolated and discovered this VNTR. Thereafter, the DNA fingerprinting technology is developed. The DNA fingerprinting technology is actually discovered by Alex Jeffrey. Scientist Alex Jeffrey. So Alex Jeffrey is known as the father of the DNA fingerprinting. Alex Jeffrey. He discovered this DNA fingerprinting in the year 1984. After 4 years, discovered the VNTR discovered in 1980, and Alex Jeffrey discovered the DNA fingerprinting in 1984. So let us study how the DNA fingerprinting can be obtained, or what are the different stages for obtaining the DNA fingerprinting. So this is actually the DNA fingerprint. See here, these are the 2 persons A and B. This is the fingerprint of the A, this is the fingerprint of the B, and this is the man who killed a particular incident. So we have to identify the person who killed the particular person. So this is the DNA of the culprit, and this is the DNA sample of the two person A and B. We are supposing that A did the crime or B did the crime. So how to identify these people, sir? Comparing this DNA, three people's DNA, and we can say that the C DNA fingerprint is very accurately matched with B. So the crime is done by B. B is the person, actual culprit. So like that we can identify a particular person by using this mechanism. So DNA fingerprinting is the identification of a person by the restriction analysis, restriction DNA analysis. Okay, see what are the different stages involved in the DNA fingerprinting. In the DNA fingerprinting, some of the stages are involved. These stages are first isolation of the DNA. We have to isolate the DNA. First point, isolation of the DNA. Then DNA amplification, because the DNA we isolated may be very small quantity. So this small quantity cannot suitable for running a DNA fingerprinting technologies. For that, this DNA can be amplified. It must be increased. The number must be increased. So DNA amplification. Thereafter, DNA fragmentation. The DNA we obtained must be cut into smaller pieces. That is known as the DNA fragmentation, with the help of the restriction nuclease. Then electrophoresis. The DNA pieces are the DNA cut into smaller pieces. We have to separate that pieces. So separation of the DNA fragment is by the process electrophoresis. Thereafter, we have to identify a particular VNTR. For that, we are applying the southern blotting technology, and then we are applying the hybridization technology, and finally we take the photograph and comparing the photograph and can identify the person who is the culprit of that incident. We can identify. So these are the different 7 different stages. So when these 7 different stages are completing, we can identify the person. So DNA fingerprinting is the technology to identify a particular person by restriction analysis of the DNA. Okay, so let us study each and every step separately. First, DNA isolation. So from where we get the DNA piece, DNA isolation. First point, we must get the DNA pieces. So where do we get the DNA pieces? The DNA pieces can be isolated either from the semen or from the cell or from the tissue or from the hair follicle. Something, some like these materials, we can isolate the DNA. Suppose we taken the hair follicle. Hair follicle means the hair having at the base there are follicles. It is living and the hair is dead. Separate this hair follicle from the hair follicle. We isolate the DNA. So this is the DNA we isolated from the hair follicle. Thereafter, second stage, we have to amplify the DNA, because this DNA is a very little, very small quantity. That much quantity is not sufficient for running a DNA fingerprinting. So it must be amplified. For the amplification, we using the technique PCR, polymer chain reaction. By using the polymer PCR technology, polymer chain reaction, we can amplify this. 1 become 2, 2 become the square method, n square per method, it can increase, the number of the DNA may increase. So like that, we produced millions of the DNA fragment, millions of the copies of the DNA we produced by this technology PCR. That is the polymer chain reaction. So we got a sufficient quantity of the DNA. Then we applying the next DNA fragmentation. Third method is the DNA fragmentation. Suppose we have the DNA. This is DNA having the VNTR. We don't know where is actually the VNTR is present. For that, this DNA must be cut into smaller pieces, then identify the VNTR. Okay, so this DNA is cut into smaller pieces with the help of the enzyme REN. REN means restriction endonuclease. By applying the restriction endonuclease, the DNA will cut into smaller pieces, single stranded strand. So each strand will separate and it is giving single stranded DNA. Like this, this is the one DNA single stranded DNA. This is another single stranded DNA. This is the third single stranded. Like that, number of the single stranded DNA will produce when the REN restriction endonuclease, particular restriction. There are different types of restriction endonuclease. When we applying the restriction endonuclease, the DNA will cut into single strand and also it cut into smaller pieces. But when it is cut into smaller pieces, it cannot cut the DNA at equal length. So some of the DNA having more length, some having less than that, some having still less than that. Like that, it cut the DNA into number of the segment, number of the pieces, and all the pieces are different from each other in the length, and also the DNA sequence must be there. So we have to separate it. So while applying the REN, restriction endonuclease, the DNA cut into single strand with a different length DNA pieces are we got, and now these DNA pieces have to be separated. And then identify the VNTR, which one is the VNTR. So we are applying the next procedure that is known as a separation. For the separation of these single-stranded DNA pieces with a different length, that is single-stranded DNA with a different length is known as the RFLP. RFLP. That means restriction fragment length polymorphism. Restriction fragment length polymorphism. That means restriction means restriction endonuclease is used. Fragment means pieces of the DNA. Length means the length of the DNA piece. That is different from each other. So it is known as a polymorphism. Restriction length polymorphism. So we got a different length single-stranded DNA. Now we have to separate this DNA by the next method, number 4, that is known as electrophoresis. So usually here we using the gel electrophoresis or agarose gel electrophoresis. This electrophoresis is a particular machine. The machine having the chamber, suppose this is the chamber in the machine. This chamber having groove, this is the one of the groove, this is the another groove, like that, grooves are present there, and inside it is an empty, it's a box like structure. So we filling this chamber with the agarose. So agarose, the agarose gel having minute molecules, these molecules when arranging them, it forming space between that. So this is the agarose gel. So space present, this space acting as a network, so space acting as a sieve. So whatever we apply here, these materials are coming down. So coming down at the bottom. So when it is coming down, those material having length more, it will stay somewhere else here at the upper part. So little bit less length, it will come down, little down, and then stop there. Again, still less length, that will come again down. So it will stop there, and the smallest one that will stop at the bottom. So during this gel electrophoresis, so the machine is used. The machine having the chamber will take on the agarose gel material. The material acting as a sieve. Then the DNA sample will apply here. This DNA sample will come downward. When it will come downward, the DNA piece having more length, that will stop first. Then smaller one, then smaller one, then smallest one. Like that, the DNA will separate from each other. So for that, one more procedure we have to apply here. The DNA molecule is actually positive, actually negative. It is actually negative. So due to the negativity, wherever the positivity there, it will move towards the positive. So for that purpose, we apply here the current, low voltage near about 50 millivolt current apply here, and this is the negative terminal, and here is the positive terminal. This is the positive terminal. So when applying the low voltage current, and this DNA is negative, the DNA is attracting towards the positive. So due to this charge, the DNA also coming downward. So there are 3 reasons why the DNA pieces come down. One point, it attracts, the positive terminal will attract the negative charge. Another one, the sieve, it has the small molecule space present between that. Through this space, or the space acting as a sieve, so DNA coming downward, and due to the gravity, it is coming downward. But when it is coming downward, the largest one, the longest one stay first, it cannot come down. So, and then the smaller one, then smaller one, the smallest one, like that moving down from the negative to positive terminal. So after running at 10 or 20 minutes, by trial and error, we can identify how many minutes it is requiring. Then we off the switch, so the current supply is off. Then we take this chamber outside, this acrylamide chamber, polyacrylamide chamber, the gel electrophoresis chamber, we take separate from that. Then from this, the gel is present. The gel is very slowly is ejecting out. So by applying the force down, here it is empty. Applying the force, it can be separated out. Suppose this is the gel having the DNA strand. So DNA strand is separated. First, we take the DNA cut with the restriction endonuclease, it produces a single stranded DNA pieces with a different length, and this DNA different length we can separate by using the gel electrophoresis. So the next stage, we have to identify the VNTR. We are still not identified the VNTR. We just separated the DNA pieces into separately. We cannot identify the VNTR. We have to identify the VNTR. For that purpose, we apply another method that is known as the Southern blotting method. So what is actually Southern blotting method? For the Southern blotting method, we take a large petri dish. Sorry, we are taking a large petri dish. In this petri dish, we are taking a particular solution. In this solution, the gel, we separated the gel. We separate the gel. The gel is with the number of the DNA pieces are there, and this gel is putting in this petri dish that is containing a particular solution. And in this solution is actually on the gel plate. This is the gel plate. On the gel plate, we are applying a nylon paper, nitrocellulose nylon paper. This nylon paper very particularly prepared, very thin nylon paper. This nylon paper, it is made up of the nitrocellulose. This nylon paper we putting on this gel. Okay, when this nylon paper putting on the gel, so wherever the DNA is present, the DNA will stick on this nitrocellulose paper. See here, the DNA sticked on this nitrocellulose paper like this. So after a few minutes, we separate this nitrocellulose paper. So when the nitrocellulose paper is removed, you can see that the number of the lines present on that. Each line is representing a segment of the DNA. So like that, we separate the DNA segment from the gel. So now the gel is useless, we discard the gel. So now the DNA is present on this nitrocellulose paper. That method is known as Southern blotting. It is discovered by the scientist Southern, so it is known as Southern blotting method. Okay. Then next, we have to we are totally unknown where is actually the VNTR is present. Our aim is to separate the VNTR. Okay? It may be VNTR, this may be VNTR. We have to identify the VNTR. For the identification of the VNTR, we apply another method that is known as hybridization. That is the most crucial step in the DNA fingerprinting. So for the hybridization, we have to prepare a single-stranded DNA. So this single-stranded DNA prepared very specially, and it is applicable to most of the VNTR. So it has some of the nucleotide strands. This nucleotide is complementary to the VNTR. So this prepared very specially. Actually, the Alex Jeffrey prepared in one method, but in India, this piece of the DNA, it is known as a probe. It is actually radioactive. This probe is actually radioactive. This radioactive probe in India is prepared by, constructed by, or discovered by a scientist. The name of the scientist is Alex Jeffrey. Is actually very close contact with Alex Jeffrey. That is Dr. Lalji Singh. So Dr. Lalji Singh, he discovered this probe in India. So nowadays, in India we using this probe discovered by Dr. Lalji Singh. He obtained this DNA segment probe from the banded krait. A snake, a very highly poisonous snake, banded krait. In the banded krait, the male having XX chromosome and a female having XY chromosome. From this Y chromosome of the banded krait, he separated this probe, constructed this probe. Nowadays, this probe is using to identify the VNTR in India. So the DNA fingerprinting in the world is popularized by Alex Jeffrey. In India, it is developed by Dr. Lalji Singh. He used the probe from the Y chromosome of the female krait. Remember, in the case of the banded krait, the male having XX chromosome and the female having XY chromosome. From this Y chromosome, the DNA probe is prepared and it is applied the radioactive labeled. So it is a radioactive probe. So wherever the radioactive probe is there, we can identify by emitting the light under the UV rays. So that is purpose why he produced the radioactive probe. In this next stage, there is a hybridization. So in the hybridization, actually what is doing, this nitrocellulose paper having this different length DNA. We take another petri dish. In this petri dish, we put in this nitrocellulose paper. This nitrocellulose paper having the different length DNA. Okay, DNA strand, single stranded DNA. In this single stranded DNA, we are adding the probe prepared by according to the Dr. Lalji Singh. This probe we adding in this medium. So when this medium, this probe is adding, wherever the VNTR is present, that will go and complementary pair with that DNA. All the DNA are the single stranded. Suppose this is the VNTR. Suppose this is the VNTR, and that if that is the VNTR, this is complementary to that. It will go there and will attach with this by hydrogen bonding pair according to the Chargaff's rule. Suppose here is also there, it will go, the VNTR is there and the probe going to attach here. Okay, so at some places some DNA fragment is a VNTR. Wherever the VNTR present, the probe will go and pair with it and producing the double stranded DNA. Okay, so after that, after a few minutes, keeping this solution as such, after a few minutes, we separating this nitrocellulose paper and washing this very properly. So during the washing, what happens? All the DNA strand, it is not paired with the probe, will wash out. Only those DNA having the probe attached, double stranded, that will remain there. So this is the VNTR, this is another VNTR. So like that, we got the VNTR, this is the VNTR. How can identify it? By applying the UV rays, it will produce emit light because it is radioactive, so we can identify this. So another method is that, the last method, we are requiring a solid proof. For that, we are applying the photography method. So what happens, next stage, we placing a X-ray sheet below that, we keeping the X-ray sheet. So when the X-ray sheet is keeping below, the light emitting, radiation emitting from this double stranded VNTR, wherever VNTR present on the X-ray sheet, you can see the lines like this. Lines will appear there. So this is the X-ray sheet, and this X-ray sheet develop or photographic plate. X-ray, not X-ray sheet, photographic plate. This photographic plate then expose, develop. Then after the development, you will get the photography of this VNTR. Like that, VNTR, we identify the VNTR. This is the, all these are the VNTR. So here actually a criminal case, to solve how the criminal case is solved. This is the suspected one, and these two peoples, are performed. These two peoples are performed the crime. So to identify that, we obtain the DNA from these three peoples and comparing these three DNA fingerprinting. So see here, this DNA fingerprinting is very much matched to this one, not this person. So the crime is done by this one. So in this way, it is we can identify the particular person who actually the crime did there. So, and it is acceptable in the court also. So for that, what we taken actually, the chromosome, 7th chromosome of the A and A, chromosome 2nd of the A and B, chromosome 16 of the A and B, then it undergoing performed the DNA fragmentation, then separation, every procedure is gone, and then this is the final photography of these two. This is the C, person C. We comparing this DNA fingerprint with the A and B. So who is exactly matched with the C? The B1 is exactly matched with the C. So the crime is performed by the person B. So in this way, we can identify a particular person. That identification of a particular person by DNA fragmentation analysis is known as the DNA fingerprinting. Nowadays, this can be used for the parental dispute. For example, this is the son, and the two person claiming that the son is mine, or A or B saying that the son is my own. So we can prove that by this method. So here the C, the son, and A and B are the supposed father. So the B is very exactly matched with the C. So the father of the C is the B. So like that, it also using for the migration. The person who migrated from some other country to India. So in India also a particular sequence of the DNA fingerprinting is there. Comparing to this, and we can identify the person is not Indian. So for that, it is using the parental dispute case and a migration case. It also using for various case proofing in the criminology. So that is the DNA fingerprinting. I think it is sufficient for a brief account for this DNA fingerprinting. Okay, good day.